Hello, guys and dolls. How are you? I hope you are well. Okay, so let's just cut to the chase, shall we? So uh, I had a date for Saturday. I have talked to this person before, around January or February timeframe. I had talked to them, and I didn't really remember talking to him until I actually talked to him on the phone. He kind of resurfaced, and we got to talking again and I his voice sounded vaguely familiar. So we keep talking and whatnot, and he had said, "I'm really bothered by the fact that you stopped talking to me. Why did you quit talking to me?" I said, "Honestly, I don't know. I don't remember because I don't really take guys seriously on here because they're not serious. They're all playing games. So I'm not going to necessarily take one guy seriously because he seems to be serious. They all seem to be serious, but they're not, right? So that's the downfall when you're surrounded by people who are bullshit artists. If there's one that's not a bullshit artist, the person's leery because everybody before you and everybody after you is a bullshit artist, okay? But regardless of the fact. So then we set up a date for Saturday. We were supposed to do lunch. And I said, "You realize you're an hour away from me. Is that a problem?" And he said, "No, you're worth it, aren't you?" And I'm like, okay. Um, and then it went weird. He started planning these different itineraries. Mind you, we've never met in person. All right. So I don't know where all these itineraries and plans are coming from. He was like, I'm going to show you this theater restaurant, and do you think you'd be interested? And is there a show on there that you like? And this and that. And he's going on and on and on. So I'm thinking, well, in the future, I said, "You're not talking about the same day as lunch, are you?" "Well, no, but one thing you're going to learn about me is I plan ahead." And I'm like, that's a lot of driving for one day because he's pushing it so hard that it seems like he wants to all of a sudden do it on the same day we're having lunch. But I don't live anywhere near Overland Park, Kansas. I don't. It's a long distance drive. So the person's going to drive an hour and then drive an hour and a half to go back to go to Overland Park and then drive another hour. And, that's the biggest downfall with seeing somebody out of the area because you're limited to what you could do. You cannot do a whole bunch of things in one day long distance because then they're going to use the excuse, "I'm so tired, I can't drive." And you know where that's going. Okay. You have to stay in a hotel. You think you're going to stay at my house. And I'm not playing that game. I don't like men in my house. I don't. Okay. I just don't. But I don't deal with them anyway. So on the rare occasion that I decide to circumvent my rules, you trying this little slick stuff and I'm not really down, because I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. If a person drinks alcohol, they'll say, "Well, I'm too intoxicated to drive." If you do too many things in one day, the person could say, "I'm just be dead. I'm just exhausted. I can't make the drive," and I'm not going to be put in that situation. It's awkward and it's weird. And if you don't know this person and you never met them in person, why the hell do you want to plan an itinerary for them? You never met. You don't know if you're going to like this person. And you got all these plans. You're planning my life without my permission. "We're going to do this. I can't wait to go kayaking with you." I didn't invite him to go kayaking. What is he talking about? So he's very presumptive and he's very, very pushy. He also made a comment, which I thought was stupid. If I were the president of the, I'll say it in Spanish, Estados Unidos. Y'all can look that up, Estados Unidos. If I were the president of that, I would outlaw drive-throughs in a restaurant. What? Why? Well, he's a health nut. He's one of those. He's the food police. He works out all the time. Apparently, everything he eats has 2 calories only, and that's 1 calorie too much. And he's going to regulate what people do and can't do. Oh, so I'm thinking you've got other, I think in Spanish it's called país. I'm not sure. But you got other that want to hurt you, and you worried about who's in the drive-through and what they're eating. Well, the food in the restaurant is crap. It's the worst food you could ever eat. And nobody needs to be sitting in a drive-through with their car idling like that. I would outlaw it. Really? I thought that was weird. I thought that was controlling. I thought that was indicative of where his head is at. I am going to make the rules. I am going to tell you what to eat, how often you should work out. You're not going to sit in a drive-through even though your ass is grown. I'm going to make decisions for you. I don't get along with people like that. Now my guy friend told me he goes, some women love that. When a guy is, you take charge. You be the boss. You control everything. Some women get off on that. I don't, and I never did, and I never will. So if some women feel the need to have a daddy in their life, I need a daddy to put the smack down on everything, that's their business. I'm not like that. I'm not into that. And if you push me so hard, you push me out the door, which I have said many, many, many times. Okay. So I basically was creeped out by all these plans he's making for me when we never met. I was creeped out by it. It was just so aggressive and so pushy, and it felt like, get out of the way. You don't know how to plan your life. That's what it felt like to me. You don't know how to plan your life. You sit over there and look pretty, and I'll go ahead and plan your life for you. No, you're not. You're not. So I wrote him on the site. Oh my God. I'm still itchy from that tick bite. Doctor said I'm okay though, but it's still itchy. Whatever they inject you with is itchy. Anyway, so I wrote him on the site and I said, you seem to be overly or heavily opinionated. And I am not compatible with someone like that. I am more compatible with someone who is super laid back, super chill. Nothing really bothers them. They just kind of roll with the punches. I get along better with someone like that. That's just me. I don't get along with bullies. This is what's going to happen, and this is how it's going to happen. Excuse me, I'm grown. Excuse me, I'm grown. Okay? You did not impregnate my mother with me. Therefore, you are not my father. All right? Like I said, women like that, that's them. No, I don't play that. Because it's too easy for people to abuse that. And it's too easy for them to be domineering and let their ego just expand to epic proportions. And I'm not doing it. So I thought I made myself crystal clear when I said we're not compatible. And I said, take care. And I explained, you're just overly opinionated, and I'm just not really down for that. Plus, like I said, he's pushy. He's just really pushy. And I gave him my number, and I blocked him on everything. But for some reason, his call went to my voicemail. My phone didn't ring, but it kept going to voicemail. I wish there was an app that didn't even let it go to voicemail. You're out. But that's not great, because if your doctor's office needs to leave a message or your dentist's office needs to leave a message, then that's important. But I don't know. He called me probably about 5 times today. Just kept calling over and over and over and over and over again. And it was really starting to piss me off. And then the more pushy he was, the more I realized that I missed a bullet messing with him. I missed a bullet. I missed another control freak. And that's great. But the harassment afterwards, because it's not welcome and it's not warranted. All right. So here's the deal. Guys, let me give you some advice. And here's the problem too. And we're just going to go there. We're going to put the meat and taters on the table. Some people, my friend, reminded me of this. He goes, that there's women who like to be, they like to tell a guy no over and over and over again. And the guy pushes. And she says, no. And he pushes and pushes and pushes. And finally, he pushes her to give in. I am not one of those. Okay. And he said, I know a couple of couples that are married now because he pushed so hard and she finally relented and gave in. I'm not one of those. I'm sorry. No, 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 no. So, guys, please don't be a pain in the ass. Please don't become a stalker. Um, Maybe try once or twice to ask her out, give her space in between. If you happen to run into her, she told you no already, you ran into her, 1 or 2 months later and said, hey, have you changed your mind about having lunch? I'd love to have lunch with you. And if she says no, it's not going to happen, leave it alone. Don't call her 50 times. And if she's one of those that you have to call her, you have to, chase after her repeatedly, do you really want that kind of person in your life? You had to make them break to be with you. That sounds romantic, don't it? You bullied her or pushed her and pushed and pushed and pushed, and she finally relented. Now, I'm not saying there aren't some couples that are happy, even though he pushed so hard. They might be. But not everybody responds well to that. And I'm one of those people who doesn't respond well to it. You're coming off like a bully, you're coming off pushy, and you're coming off like a stalker. You're calling and calling and calling and calling. How many times do you have to be ignored before you catch a damn clue? I personally wouldn't want to push somebody that hard. If they're not interested, they're not interested. Peace out, bye, I'm gone. Peace out, bye, I'm gone. It makes no sense to be so pushy and domineering. And ladies, stop playing hard to get. Stop being an idiot. I'm just going to tell you, stop being a retard. Stop. Okay? If you have a little bit of interest in him and he asks your ass out, then you go out with him. If you can't go out with him and you can't see yourself with him and nobody can pay you to go out with him, leave the man alone. Stop being idiotic. Just stop. What the fuck is all the games? Everybody plays games. Girls and guys play games, 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 games. I'm going to play hard to get. Yay. If I was a guy and you were playing hard to get with me, peace out, sister. I'm gone. How many times do you have to be told no? How many times do you have to get your feelings hurt before you get a damn clue? This person's not interested. And it wouldn't feel good to me if I'm a guy chasing somebody and they gave in because they were just tired of me harassing them. That you're starting off on a bad foot anyway, because the person don't really want to do it, but you won't leave them the hell alone. So they almost feel like they don't have a choice. Stop pushing people that don't want to be pushed. And ladies, stop acting ignorant. I'm just telling you, don't be ignorant. If you're interested, yes, I'm interested. Sure, let's do that. Okay? Oh, so I contacted the site and I reported him. And I said he needs to be banned from the site because if he's doing this to me, I can only imagine how many people he's doing this to. And that is not fair to them. And it's just unnecessary and it's just harassment. And, people are not responding positively to you get a damn clue. All right. So he filed a report. The guy I talked to filed a report and hopefully he'll get banned. He's another one of those guys who lives in a small town. There's no women there. Everybody's married or involved with somebody, or there's old men that are farmers. Um, it's just a town where there's nothing there. And there's no women falling out of the sky. And ladies, you better think about that before you even get involved with these dudes, because if they live in a secluded area and he turns into your worst nightmare, you got to get the hell up out of there. Okay? And his friends are his friends, and you ain't, you relocate to be with him because he works there or whatever. You got to consider the fact that if y'all get serious, you have to relocate in the middle of no man's land. There's nothing to do except watch paint dry. So think about that before you get involved with somebody too. I think he told me there's 13,000 people in his town. He's in Marshall, Missouri. So because women are not falling out of the sky, that makes men aggressive too, and makes them, some men, not all, makes them very pushy, and it makes them, it kind of reminds me of a hawk chasing a mouse so he can swoop him up with his claws. And that's not cute. That's just, you're starting off on the wrong foot. I just don't like it. So I hope they ban him from that site because you don't know how to act. And I hope he's probably going to just go chase after other people on other sites, and he's just going to be desperate for, for somebody to respond. Nobody likes any type of relationship that starts off with desperation. Men don't like women who are desperate. And here's the surprise, men. We don't like you to be desperate either. Whether it's for company, women companionship, or screwing, because that's what y'all want to do. It's not making love unless you love each other. Okay? It's not making love unless you love each other. All right? You don't have women there, so other women you have to push them and push them because I don't have nobody here. So I'm going to snatch you up against your will. Now you're a kidnapper? I mean, come on, stop. Okay? Stop that. It's not cute. It's not cute at all. So men and women, stop playing games, stop pushing people that don't want you. Not everybody wants you, not everybody wants me, and that's perfectly okay. Because my life is so much more peaceful alone. I don't have to deal with no man's bitchy attitude. I don't have to deal with him cheating, lying, playing games with my head. I don't have to deal with any of that. And yes, I've gone to my birthday, by myself. I've gone to restaurants alone. I go to the movies alone all the time. I've slowed down a lot because of COVID, but I don't rely on someone to take me out. I can take myself out, and I'm not going to guarantee, I'm not going to be trying to get sex for myself at the end of the night, okay? There's no manipulation involved. It's wonderful. I told a friend of mine, I said, I've gone to breakfast alone or dinner alone on my birthday. I bought myself a corsage ahead of time so I could feel special. And I get me a Cosmo magazine and I go to dinner alone and I'm reading my book. I'm not sitting there watching all the couples that are there, kissy face, holding hands. I don't care about that. That's their life. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And there's a lot of headaches with all that. I don't have to deal with that. There's no headaches. Not like that. I mean, there's life challenges, of course, but I prefer to be alone. Dating sucks. People suck. And I just don't want to be bothered. There's always some kind of drama that you have to deal with. And it's not worth it to me. It's just not worth it. So, and especially if it's not my favorite thing to do. And then somebody wants to push me real hard and harass me on my damn phone. I mean, it makes me default to, this is why I don't bother with people. This is why I stay to myself. This is the exact reason. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about. This type of bullshit. I don't have to deal with that when I'm alone. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a man, so I'm not desperate to stick anything anywhere. I've got control of myself, so I'm good. So yeah, stop pushing people that don't want to be bothered with you. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone because you're going to end up with a police report for harassment. Police officer is going to call you on the job or call you at your house or call you wherever and say, hey, Sally Sue says you keep giving her a hard time. Knock it off. So just stop. 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 There's sex toys for men on Amazon. Just because you live in an area that doesn't have women, you don't aggravate the hell out of somebody on a dating site because you're desperate for somebody. You're going to get you some sex toys and call it a day. I'm serious. Go to Amazon, put in sex toys for men. I mean, come on. If you live in a deserted area, that's the price you have to pay. There's no women there. You just have to suck it up and deal with it. Or you have to relocate somewhere else. But don't be a hawk, chasing a mouse across the field because that's not cute. It's just not. Now you look like the person, basically, you look like a predator, and that person is breathing a sigh of relief that they missed a bullet messing with you. They cut you off because that was real close, too close for comfort. You acting like this before I see you, so if I go out with you, you're going to get 1,000 times worse? No, we're going to stop that shit right now. So the blocker on my phone just sends him straight to voicemail. I wish it didn't even send him to voicemail, just eradicate him altogether. I blocked him on everything. I've just blocked the hell out of him. I'm like, but it still keeps going to voicemail. So, yeah. Don't bully people. Don't be a predator. It's not cute. Man or woman, don't chase people that don't want your ass. Okay? Good. All right. Anyway, y'all take care.